Hi, in this video we're going to be going over the ShowFlower pedal section and how it is useful for you and your crew on your events. So let's go to a more usable section. So here represents, we can see this is what our pedals manager would be looking at, or the front of house person, or maybe anywhere in the venue, anywhere you have internet access, well, not internet access, but Wi-Fi access. And then over here, this represents what someone would be seeing on their phone. Once again, opens up in a browser. We do have plans to work on an app that is dedicated just to ShowFlower pedals. That way it opens right up, is right in front of you, streamlines the process. But once again, you can open this in a browser and it will work on any device. So say in this example, this is an usher and they have the ShowFlower Petals page opened on their phone or a loaner phone. First, we went over to admin tools and we gave them a connection to the Wi-Fi right here with a QR code. And then we came over here and had them scan the QR code here, and that will take them directly there. So here is our Petals manager. We can see this is an usher. We can condense it down and we can give them a name. Let's say this is Bob. And now we can see over here, it is Bob. And if we come over here, it is Bob. So we know this is Bob's device. And we can see several things about Bob's device. First, let's go over to Bob's device and say he is an usher. He knows what time it is. He knows he is connected to the ShowFlower system. He needs to say, hey, I'm in position and I am ready. So let's go to set our status and we are in position. So now we know that Bob is standing by the doors and he is ready to go. Now, as Bob is standing at the doors, he is going to be dealing with our guests and patrons, and pretty sure they're going to have some questions. How long is this show? Who wrote the show? How many intermissions are there? Is there an intermission? Or information along those lines, depending on the style event that you are using. So Bob can click on his show info. And right here, as we saw in the previous video where you input the show info, everything comes up except for this information we marked private. So now we can tell people that this is the time and dates that it is running. It has one intermission that's 15 minutes long and the credits of everyone that was part of it. And if this is a sponsored show, we can be sure to mention our sponsors so they will know immediately that they have communicated this. Close that out. In case something happens with Bob during the show, he's an older gentleman. Perchance he needs to go to the bathroom. He does not have to call into the radio anymore. He can just say bathroom. And as you can see right here on the Petals manager, we know his status. He is in the bathroom. Let's say he's back. And he is now back in position. Oh no, we have a problem. And now we know there's an emergency and we need to go help Bob right this second. And now Bob is back in position. So we know exactly what our pedal user is doing at any point. Our next button over is going to be our messages. Whoop, I'm giving myself pop-ups. When we click on the messages, it opens up. And as we saw previously over here in the admin tools on the Petals manager here, these are the messages that Bob is allowed to send us. So maybe he needs a manager. So he clicks on, I need a manager. He hits send. And here on the station's manager, we know immediately, Bob, I need a manager. And this message will not disappear. You've noticed it disappeared after I believe it's 5 seconds on their side because they've sent it. It's gone. It is on our side permanently until we delete it. So now it's gone. Maybe he's like, well, nope, I'm going on break. Just wants to let us know. There we go. Bob is going on break. We never had to break out a radio. We never had to text. We never had to physically walk over to Bob. Let's clear this message out and then close those. Our next option is the counter. Because many times you have to do a head count, either for fire code or just to know how well the event is doing. Make sure everyone's back in as if you had an intermission. So Bob is in position. He is at the door. He has his phone out, as many of our staff do nowadays, because we are communicating with them over that, either text message, phone, Teams, you name it. There's a whole range of Slack of applications that we could use to communicate with their staff, and it gets complicated and gets messy. But Bob is there, he has his phone out, and he is doing a head count. So as our people are coming through our door, he is clicking. And as you can see, we have a real-time count right here from Bob. We know immediately how many people Bob has counted, unless he resets his counter, and then it immediately resets. So you can have all of your ushers, or maybe security staff, or anyone that needs to do a head count, counting. You are seeing a real-time response all in front of you. And if we had, say, 5 ushers, each usher here would have their count. But that is a lot to add up. So if we come up here to the top, we have a combined total. So say if we had, multiple ushers, let's say 3 ushers, and each one has counted 50 people, we would have 150 people up here. And we know it also, this menu as well, we can see immediately that we have 1 out of 1 ushers on staff. If we had security or anything else, let's change Bob over to security. He's had his break. You can see now he goes red. We know immediately that's how many security has counted. And back to ushers. And then say we are done. Bob was just a temporary hire. He's gone off to a better job. We can delete him out right there. And as well, we can see the latency. So we know immediately that his device is communicating back with the ShowFlower system, and there is no reason for him not to be responding unless he's talking to a patron. Our next option right here is our call button. You can call any of the users across the actual ShowFlower editor or the stations manager. You can do this direct call as well, so you can call one-to-one. Unlike the call button that is on the ShowFlower editor and client, where it alerts everyone that is using it. This is directly to one person, so that way you don't have to disturb the entire team or an entire department, or you can call just one department. So let's go ahead and click on it. There we go. As you see, this device flashes, and possibly you can hear, you get an audible alert. So if you're not looking at your phone, you immediately know that, hey, a message has come through. I didn't see it. I should pay attention. Once again, we'll also do here. Say doors have closed. Let's send this to Bob. And over here, you can see we have got the message, doors are closed. And this will stay on the screen until we close them out, just like that. We can also send a test message just to Bob or the entire team. And there we go. So you have immediate direct communication with your staff anywhere they are in the venue, as long as they have access to Wi-Fi. The other thing that will come through here is special calls from the ShowFlower editor. So if the person calling the show has an emergency and it's a medical emergency, or there's a hold for some reason that could actually delay opening or closing doors, those messages will come through on the Petals app. So that way, all those staff, whoever this may be, usher, valet, caterer, security, will immediately know that something has happened. So no one has to jump on a radio, no one has to break out their phone, no one has to open up one of the other apps. Everyone on the show has got that communication and knows immediately that we have a situation that we need to look into or take care of, positive or negative, depending on what type of situation it is. And let's go ahead and get Bob out of here because he's off. And there we go. That is an overview of ShowFlower. These are still the initial stages. We have a lot more options that are going to be coming down the road, including audible cues that give you audible alerts. Um, the ability to do some auto advancing of cues. So after you have actually gone through in your rehearsal mode and set your rehearsal times for each of the cues, your TRTs, you can actually make these cues auto advance for you. So maybe you have a bunch of individual cues that come through that you really don't need to be calling out physically over the radio. Everyone can know and follow right along with it. So thank you, and stay tuned. We will bring you more ShowFlower as it develops.